continues to be the top issue for many voters, including inflation and affordability. And yet there is only one candidate who is proposing policies that would actually help Americans, Vice President Kamala Harris. Here she is today in New Hampshire.
My vision of an opportunity economy is one where everyone can compete and have a real chance to succeed, where everyone, regardless of who they are, where they start, can build wealth, including intergenerational wealth, where workers are treated with dignity and everyone has the freedom to join a union if they choose, where we remove barriers to opportunities so anyone who wants to start a business can have access to the tools and the resources they need to do that.
The VP was there to unveil a big tax break proposal for small businesses, $50,000 to be exact, for startup businesses, which would be a huge boost from the existing $5,000 tax break. And counter to the online trolls and far-right commentators claiming she doesn't have any policies, this is just one of many that Harris has begun to roll out regarding the economy. There's a plan to provide $25,000 in down payment assistance to first-time home buyers, the plan to restore the expanded child tax credit and add a $6,000 tax credit for parents of newborns. On health care, she wants to expand the current $35,000 monthly cap on out-of-pocket costs for insulin and expand the upcoming $2,000 annual limit on out-of-pocket costs for prescription drugs for Medicare enrollees to all Americans. She's also calling for a federal plan to ban price gouging to lower grocery prices and everyday costs. Now let's compare that to Donald Trump's plans. In addition to extending and increasing his 2017 massive tax cut for the super rich and big businesses, he has proposed deporting roughly 11 million undocumented immigrants, which would cause huge problems for the agriculture and construction sectors, resulting in higher food and housing costs for Americans. He's also proposed imposing a 10% tariff on all products imported to the U.S. and up to 60% on all Chinese goods, which would essentially be a tax on every single one of those goods, meaning higher costs for American families. And his go-to line for how he will somehow pull a rabbit out of a hat to make everything more affordable is drill baby drill, i.e., by bringing energy costs down, all costs will come down. Okay, the problem with that plan is that under the Biden-Harris administration, the United States is already producing more oil, not only than any other time in U.S. history, no, but more than any other country on the planet ever has, ever. You don't need to take it from me, y'all. Moody's Analytics found that Harris's plans would cut the deficit by nearly $3 trillion, while Trump's plans would add more than $2 trillion over the next 10 years. And according to Goldman Sachs, the U.S. economic growth would see a boost with a Harris win and would fall if Trump returned to office. Yet when you ask your average voter who they trust more in the economy, they somehow often say Trump. And they often say, well, it's because he's a businessman. Okay, well, look at his current businesses. In addition to his 6 previous bankruptcies, 6. His latest business endeavor, Trump Media, the social media company behind Truth Social, is headed in the direction of becoming unlucky number 7. That is because over the past 6 months, the stock price has dropped a whopping 70%, and it is continuing to drop. Now just think what it would be like if Trump was again in control of the entire nation's economy.